Hey guys, it's Dr. Roberts here from Nashville Neck and Back, and as someone who is sick and tired of paying thousands of dollars for health insurance, I'm going to go over with you today how health insurance works and how it's a complete and total scam for most people. All right, so here we are. We're on healthcare.gov. This is where you have to go to check out what your options are for health insurance for most people, for most states. Actually, if you are in Kentucky, you get redirected to this website, which is probably one of the worst websites on the internet. I feel so bad for anybody that lives in Kentucky because this website is terrible. It's very hard to understand. It's very hard to know where to go, especially if you're just looking for normal insurance. This website is absolutely terrible, especially if you may be an older person that doesn't really get on internet very much. The Kentucky website should be embarrassed of itself. But if we go back in here to healthcare.gov, need coverage for 2026, I'm going to select Tennessee. So we're going to go down here to Tennessee. We're going to start this application and we're going to plug in some details here. So first name, last name, I'm going to blur out obviously and edit some of this stuff. Okay, so now that you've put in all your personal information, I'm obviously not going to show you that. You get to this screen. There are four main sections in the application. So we're gonna click right here to continue to application. Continue, blah, 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 applying for coverage in Tennessee. How many people do you want to report on your tax return? So the first thing I want to do is just show you me. Just me personally, no children, no spouse, nothing. So we're going to do one. In 2026, what do you estimate your household's income range will be? Now, this is where if you're in this category, $66,000 or less, this affordable healthcare or Obamacare may be beneficial for you because your premiums may be pretty low. If you're above this or you choose this, then it's probably going to be a little bit different. So for this purposes, we're going to check that. And for this demonstration purpose, we're going to continue without checking for savings. Going to hit continue. Do you need coverage for yourself? Yes. Okay, is a professional helping you fill out the application? No. Save and continue. Save and continue. Is that really Medicare? No. Save and continue. All right, continue. All right, so here we go. Household information. Do any of these situations apply? Blah, blah, blah. Is American Indian or Alaska Native is currently incarcerated? So are you in jail? None of these apply to me. Save and continue. Is Edward Hispanic, Latino, or Spanish? No. What is your race? White. Don't know why any of this should have anything to do with your health insurance, but it does. Save and continue. Social. Okay, finally, after you do all that stuff, you get to this page where you have to click this View Eligibility Notice first, then Continue to Enrollment will be clickable. Click on that. Whew, okay, now after you've done all of that, now you finally get to this page. This is where you get to see your options. So if we scroll down here, you're going to see the insurance company name right here, the plan, your monthly premium, estimated total cost. I would ignore this for now. Your deductible, your out-of-pocket max, and a bunch of other information. And if you continue to scroll down, primary care, specialist care, this will show you your co-insurances, all that stuff. And if you really want to dive in, click right here where view plan details, any of these plans, then you can really scroll down and look through and get a lot of details. If you're looking for your chiropractic coverage, you would hit other services, and here's your chiropractic benefits for that. So here is why insurance is a scam, especially nowadays. So first of all, let's break down what all these numbers mean if you're not sure. So your monthly premium, this is what you're going to be paying every month, whether you use your insurance or not. If you never, ever go to the doctor, if you never go to the hospital, if you never do anything, for this plan alone, you're paying $667 a month. All right, so let's do a little math here. Just with your premium alone, you're going to be paying $8,000 a year. And that's, again, if you never, ever go to the doctor. If you do have any visits for this plan, that's where your deductible comes into play, which means you are going to be paying full price for all of your visits, all of your treatments, everything until you pay up to that $9,000 amount for that calendar year. Once you meet your deductible, then it drops down to your coinsurances. See what this says right here? Coinsurance after your deductible. Now, some plans aren't like that. Some plans will have a specific copay that you pay regardless of your deductible. Or you may even have a specific coinsurance regardless of your deductible. Normally it's a copay though. But almost always it's going to be after your deductible, which means you're on the hook for this $9,000 no matter what. This out-of-pocket max is an important number. That means once you reach that, then you're not going to pay anything over that. So keep that number in mind as we go through some of these plans, because that's important. Now, if we scroll down here, and you also have to take into account of what insurance you're getting. So again, these are Oscar. Oscar is not widely accepted in most areas. So you got to be careful, and you can usually check on here if you already have doctors that you want to make sure that they're in network with the plan you're going to be choosing. If we keep scrolling down, we're still in Oscar. Now we get down to United Healthcare. Then there's probably going to be some Blue Cross here. It just really depends on what state you're in and what's going to be offered. Now, you can also go back up here to the top, and right here you can see this is sorted by your estimated yearly cost. You can also sort by the lowest premium, which is again what you're going to be paying per month, which is this number right here. Or if you want the lowest deductible, then you can expect your premium to skyrocket because you're going to be paying a lot every month to get a very low deductible. Now this plan right here is 0 deductible. That's pretty good. But you know, you're going to be paying over 12 grand a year for your insurance on top of anything else. So again, you've got some options there on how you filter and how you look at these plans. Now, why am I saying that insurance is a scam? Well, first of all, insurance should be used. Insurance isn't used anymore as insurance. It's used as just a normal part of your health care, which is not really how it's designed to be used. Think of your car insurance, for example. Do you use your car insurance when you go get an oil change? No. Do you use your car insurance when you fill up your tank with gas? No. Your car insurance is there for an emergency, when you get some damage, when you get in a car accident, when you have some super high expensive bill. It's there to protect you from having to pay a ton of money. That's why you pay for your insurance. Health insurance should be the same way. It's there in case something dramatic happens, something super expensive. You've got this high bill and you know you've got this out-of-pocket max that protects you, or a certain dollar amount that protects you from going bankrupt from medical bills. But people don't use it that way anymore, and it's just not how the United States, anyway, uses health insurance. They want these high premiums so that you can get these co-pays and these premiums, these co-insurance, blah, blah, blah. So it's just not how health insurance should be used. But that's not changing anytime soon, so we need to be smarter about how we use it personally so that you're not overpaying. So what do I mean by that? Well, there's other options than just going your typical healthcare.gov route. Now, again, if you are in a low income situation or you need assistance, then this probably is going to be your best route because these premiums may be as low as 0. But if you have any type of decent income, or especially if you make good money, health insurance can be super unaffordable. But there are other options. So what are those other options? If you remember, back in 2014, there was a requirement for everyone in the country to get health insurance. You had to sign up for Obamacare. And if you didn't, and I'm not making, this isn't a political video, I'm not making a stand either way, or I'm not supporting or arguing either side. I'm just stating facts on how this was mandated. From 2014, 2018, you had to have health insurance. And if you didn't, then you received a penalty. You received a financial tax penalty for you and your family if you didn't acquire health insurance. Well, that's where these other options became pretty popular. These options such as Medishare, or these Christian share companies, which was kind of sort of a loophole that got you out of being penalized, but it wasn't really health insurance. So it's kind of health insurance, but it's not. Well, it's definitely not health insurance, but it kind of does the same thing. Think of it as how health insurance should be. It's almost like catastrophic insurance. You have your premium and you set your out-of-pocket max to whatever level you want to pick, and that also dictates your premium. So in case something big happens, something super expensive happens, you have that safety net. You have that protection that once you hit that number, you're not going to be forced to pay over that. And typically, Medishare, and this video is not sponsored by Medishare, but I'm just using that for example because that's what we used back in the day. Medishare's premiums were half the cost or even less than your typical Blue Cross Blue Shield, Oscar, United Healthcare, Aetna, any of those. So that currently is another option that I would highly recommend you looking into. Now, most of them are Christian based. There's a foundation of Christian underneath that. You don't necessarily have to be a Christian to join, although I think you have to say that you are. But there are other options. There are other companies that are not faith-based. So just look those up, do your own homework, do your own research. But let me give you an example of what the difference is. So the cheapest plan that you saw on this example is $660 a month with a $10,000 out-of-pocket max. Right now, the same option on Medishare is a $400 premium for pretty much the exact same out-of-pocket max. So it's a little over $200 less per month. Now, we are just talking individual rates right now. If we put in family, let me go back here and see if I can add that. Okay, so I had to go back and redo the entire application. So what I did was I added my 2 daughters to my plan. Now look at how much health insurance is going to cost me for myself and my 2 daughters every month. $1,321, and this is for the cheapest plan that I can get. Estimated total cost over $16,000. Out-of-pocket max $21,000. You might as well not even have insurance. You might as well just take this money that you're paying in and put that in a savings account or put it somewhere safe, and that's your emergency fund. This is ridiculous. $18,000 deductible, which means on top of $16,000 a year that I'm paying for my premium, then I would have to turn around and pay up to $18,000 before any of this were to kick in and be helpful. And even once this does kick in, a 40% coinsurance is trash. A decent coinsurance is like 15 to 20%. But you still having to pay 40% after you've paid $18,000, you might as well just flush your money down the toilet. I can give you a direct example right now. I said earlier that I had Medishare back in the day to avoid the whole loophole thing. We switched back to that last year, I think it was, because of all of this that I'm going over right now. Right now, I can tell you, I'm looking at it right now. I'll just give you the exact number. I pay $427 a month, not $1,321. $427. That's about almost $1,000 less per month, and this includes both my daughters. My out-of-pocket max is, I think it's on here somewhere, it's like $10,000 or $12,000. So half of what the cheapest plan on healthcare.gov is. Guys, this whole affordable health insurance is a scam. You don't have to do it. You don't need to do it. And there are other options out there for you. I highly encourage you to look up Medishare or any of these other health share savings companies, because unless you're going to the doctor frequently, or unless you just make a ton of money, which even then this premium is going to go up, because under this Affordable Care Act, your insurance is based on your income. You're just wasting. I don't know how anybody affords this. Now, the only downside to a lot of these sharing companies is if you have pre-existing conditions, if you have some like significant chronic conditions, or if you are pregnant or you're trying to get pregnant, that may not be the best option for you, especially if you're doing the whole pregnancy thing. If you're trying to get pregnant, then you definitely want to find a plan that has good pregnancy coverage. But for the most part, it's going to save you a ton of money. All right, so if you go this other route, you don't have standard health insurance, how do you go to the doctor? How do you go to the hospital? How do you go to the chiropractor? It's easy. You self-pay. You just self-pay. You pay with cash, credit card, whatever, but you become a self-pay patient instead of an insurance patient. And almost every office in the country is going to offer you a substantial cash pay / self-pay discount. Every chiropractor that I know does it, and most chiropractors are now going cash, or not cash only, self-pay only. They don't accept any insurance. And I can give you an example right here. I'll pull it up on the screen. I scan this in. This is a local imaging center of their self-pay uninsured prices. So if you have health insurance and you need an MRI, you know what your health insurance is going to charge that imaging center or the hospital? They're going to charge $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for an MRI, which you can go yourself. And according to the sheet, and I can speak from experience because I had to do my low back and my neck a few years ago, self-pay for an MRI, $500. Now, is that cheap? No, it's not cheap, but compared to $5,000, yeah, that's a big difference. CTs, $200, $300. Most MRIs are $4 or $5, some are $7 if they're quite extensive. Mammography, $100. X-rays, $40, $50. Ultrasounds, $100, $150. Self-pay is the way to go, guys. I'm telling you. And almost every provider is going to offer you that. And if you're not sure, just call and ask. But I guarantee you, if you take the money that you're saving by not paying that, say this is your option. Your option is around $1,000 a month in a premium, or $1,300 like this is. And again, this is the cheapest and the worst plan on here. If we go to lowest deductible, check out what this is going to cost you. $2,185 a month. Estimated total cost, $26,000. And you still have a $13,000 out-of-pocket max. Insane. So, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So the difference is, my strategy, my advice to you, if you go this route, and I'm not telling you what to do your own homework, do your own research, but take the difference in what you would be paying for normal insurance and take the difference of what your premium is for Medishare or whatever company you decide to go with, and take that leftover, and instead of blowing it or spending it on stuff you don't need, put it aside. Put it in a savings account, put it somewhere where it's an emergency fund. So God forbid, if something does come up and you have an emergency room bill, or you have some other surgery or something that comes up, because life happens, it always does, you have that emergency fund that's put away. You have cash money on hand that you can afford to pay your bill. And you're not reliant upon flushing all this money down the toilet that the health insurance company and CEOs are getting uber rich off of. So there you have it, guys. Health insurance is not designed to help you or protect your family. It's designed to make the health insurance companies and their CEOs as rich as possible. So if you are sick and tired of getting ripped off, if you believe this is a scam, please like and share this video. Do me a favor too. Leave a comment below with what your current premiums are. What are you paying every month for your health insurance that's supposedly protecting you? Guys, again, this is Dr. Roberts from Nashville Neck and Back. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.